I'm Brandy Davis with Chef B Creations. I'm the owner and executive chef. What made me want to start my own company was that a couple years ago I was working um, at a plant that made airplane parts. We always had company picnics, and I would make, a couple of dishes, and everyone will always say, "Oh man, this is so good. You should start selling this stuff." And I'm just like, no, not yet. This is just a hobby. So there was a sermon at church, and they said, "What are your talents? Like, how can your talents serve God?" So I was like, well, you know what? People keep on telling me I'm a good cook, that they like my food. So it's like, well, I guess that's one of my talents. So how can I use that to better serve people and to bring them closer to God? And I decided to quit my job, go to culinary school, and when I did that, I looked around. I was working for different companies, and I'm just like, you know what? Why am I making these other companies rich with my food? I need to set out and do what, God told me to do. I need to have my own business for myself and for my family. I want to leave my kids something, when they grow up. I don't want them to struggle like I am right now. I want them to have a sense of security. So I started Chef B Creations, and with that, people come to know me. They know that, I love God, and with that, people eat my food, and then we start talking, about, what God has done in my life and how food has helped, bring me closer to Him and have other people come in and experience Him. So I know that I'm not going to fail because this is what He wants me to do. I learned about this program through a friend that did not go through the program, but she told another friend about it. She did it, completed it, loved it, and she said, well, you know what, you should try this program. I was like, oh, well, what did you do with it? She's like, oh, I haven't done it yet. I'm like, well, how do you know if it's a good program if you haven't done it? And she's like, well, you should just do it. Just go ahead and do it. You'll love it. I'm like, well, all right. So came up here, got an application, and that's all she wrote. I would convince someone to enroll just for the sheer fact you got to start somewhere. Like you can't fail when you have people backing you. The more knowledge you have, the further and the more confidence that you're going to have. Taking this program has taught me, like, don't be afraid to fail. If you do, that's just a learning experience that you can change or just get better. That's my advice. I would add that, if I didn't take the program, I don't think I would be nearly as far as I am right now. Like I said before, I was scared just to take the first step and really, getting my name out there and, getting going. And with the knowledge that I got here, with focusing on one thing in my business, doing well, doing that well, and other things will follow. I think, without, if I wasn't here to do that, then I'll be all over the place, just, not really thinking about different ways to make money, different ways to get clients, just really thinking outside the box.
Hi, my name is Vanita Dale, and I am the CEO of Helping Your Mother's Mentors. Well, when I was 13 years old, little girl living in the West End, one of my girlfriends got pregnant. And we had this thing where she wanted to stay over at everyone's house. And when she got to my home, my mother said she couldn't spend the night. So my mother told me, rudely, you take her home. And I asked my mom why. And she said, because I said so. She said, that girl is pregnant. I said, wow. So I walked with my girlfriend to her house. We knocked on her door. Her mother opened the door, and she commenced to beat her. She beat my girlfriend, and blood was gushing everywhere. And at that time, I thought when I get big one day, at 13 years old, I started writing my business plan. about how I wanted to help my friend, how I wanted her to come live with me and her baby. So that's how Helping Young Mothers came about. I heard about the Greater Cincinnati Enterprise Initiative from Tracy Hayes, a beautiful lady that asked me one day, what do I want to be when I grow up? And I told her I wanted to start a nonprofit called Helping Young Mothers Mentors. The greatest lesson that I learned is focus, staying focused. Learn to be led, learn to communicate, learn to figure out your niche. I've been incorporated since 2007, and if I had this program before then, now, I would be along farther than I am, learning the roadmaps, learning the measurements, the metrics, the outcomes, learning the financial aspect of it as well, because the financial aspect is the best aspect of the part that I really learned about.
My name is Tia Wallace, and I'm a master esthetician and owner of Changing Faces House of Beauty. I first realized I wanted to be an entrepreneur after I graduated from the College of Mount St. Joseph. It was something that I've always wanted to do. So I was a little bit afraid at first and didn't have the resources. I found a few places to help, but I was not ready. I just wasn't mentally ready. So when I met Willie at Lunch and Learn, I said, it's now or never, sink or swim. So that's what made me begin my journey with GCMI. The greatest thing I've learned from GCMI would be to never stop and keep evaluating yourself, keep thinking, keep focused, and to keep learning, because you can never stop and your business will change. Don't be afraid or disappointed if what you first started off wanting to do is not what you end up doing, because an entrepreneur mind doesn't mean you have to be in one place. You can always change up and do something else. So the skills that I've learned and the tools that I've learned at GCMI will help me be an entrepreneur no matter what happens in the future. If a person is trying to open up a business but they don't know where to start, and they have an idea but they just don't know how to explore it, I would definitely suggest GCMI, because they give you the tools to figure it out, to find out if you're actually a good person to be an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur is not for everyone. So GCMI will help you figure out if that is in fact something that you're able to do as a person. And then once you figure that out and keep going, they'll give you the necessary tools to help you bring your dream to fruition and help you along your journey.
What does GCMI stand for?
GCMI stands for Greater Micro. that M word.
Micro enterprise.
Micro enterprise.
Greater Cincinnati.
Greater Cincinnati Micro Enterprise Initiative. Okay, start off.
What does GCMI stand for?
GCMI stands for Greater Cincinnati Micro Enterprise Initiative.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name and my title is Kala Burson, and I'm the owner, designer of Etoile, wearable art. The reason I wanted to start Etoile is coming from my arts background, taking my fine arts class, we used to have nude models, and that's where I learned how to draw with charcoal using shapes, and I learned about the body and the different shapes of the body, different contours and things like that. And it just made me look at the body different versus just looking at it like it's like skin. It's more like they made it into more like art. So that's kind of where I tied in with my clothes. I kind of want my clothes to be like art pieces. Well, I heard about the Greater Cincinnati Micro Enterprise Initiative from my counselor, well, my life coach. They turned me on to the program. So that's how I came here, because I was having trouble finding employment and staying constructive. well, you need to come here because they can tell you more about the specific things on how to run a business, not just getting product and making money. It's more to it than that. It taught me more than what I thought it was. I just kind of thought it was gonna be just like one of those regular programs that said they're gonna help you, but it's just a way for them to like get a check, not really help you. But they here at this program they were more specific and went more in depth with things. So I learned a lot. I learned more than what I expected to learn, and it made me really want to stay focused on what I wanted to do. Not just while I was in the program, but after the program was finished.